Hey guys, Spencer Coffman here with the Internet Hustler YouTube channel. Today we are talking about investing in precious metals. Welcome to the Internet Hustler YouTube channel. My name is Spencer Coffman. Today we are talking about precious metal investing. Now what is that? Well, precious metals are things like gold, silver, platinum, any other metal that's worth money. You could even say brass, aluminum, those are on the lower end. Lead even has value. So that's all precious metals. For the sake of this video and for the sake of this audience, I'm talking to you guys, the people that I'm talking to, you're probably looking more towards the silver and the gold side of things. Now, if you're way beyond that and you're looking at other precious metals like platinums or getting into mining companies or things, that's beyond the scope of this. For this video, we're talking about gold and silver because those are really the two most popular. Yes, of course, you can invest in other metals. You could even have a recycling company and be extracting gold from circuit boards or doing things like that. That's all, again, that's all beyond this. Right now, it's simply gold and silver, other precious metals that you can purchase. And so when it comes to investing in these precious metals, there are a couple of different ways you can do that. Number one is you purchase bullion. Now that is physical coin or bars or something, nuggets, whatever. It's something you can hold. It's tangible. You're buying it and you're holding it probably in your safe or in a collection somewhere, and it's like you're buying it in ounce or 2 ounces or 5 ounce or pounds, whatever the case may be. You're buying physical, tangible items. Number two is you can buy it on an exchange. So you could buy like electronic gold or electronic silver. And what that is you're buying it through, there are a number of ways you could buy. It's the best way and the most direct way to actually be buying the asset is through an exchange traded fund, an ETF. And so you can buy the gold, or like a commodity would even be closer. You could buy the commodity fund of gold or the silver commodity fund, or you can buy the ETF of like the iShares silver or iShares or gold or something like that. And you can do that on a stock exchange. If you need a list of stock exchanges to check out, brokerage accounts, check out this playlist that we'll talk about several different exchanges. The best one to do it would probably be Ameritrade or Robinhood. Those two, you can get shares of direct silver or gold funds. Now, of course, you could also invest one step lower in the mining companies themselves. You can invest in gold mines and silver mines through publicly traded stocks. So you could do that as well. Again, lots of options. If you want to buy the gold, you look at the price of silver and it's $30 an ounce or $20 an ounce, and you say, I want to have something so that when silver goes up, my investment goes up. And so you can either buy the physical silver or you can buy a silver fund. If you buy like the mining company, that might not necessarily fluctuate with the value of silver as much as owning silver would. So of course you can get even more in depth when of buying like options contracts or futures contracts, and then those would really fluctuate with the price of silver. We're talking like if silver goes up $1, this would go up $100. A lot more reward, but a lot more risk. So in this type of thing where you want to invest in precious metals, my recommendation, again, I'm not your financial advisor, but my recommendation is if you want to purchase precious metals, the best way to do that is to purchase the physical coin. And what size? Do you want to buy a 1 pound gold bar? No. You should be buying, if you got a really good discount, yeah, by all means, buy it. But purchase 1 ounce coins or a couple ounce coins, maybe like 5 ounce bars, things like that are smaller, because the only reason you really are going to be investing in precious metals is because you're worried about the currency. And so you'd be buying gold or silver as a hedge of protection against the dollar and against inflation. And if you're doing that, you're probably against crypto for some reason, so you're going to buy gold and silver. So again, gold and silver is not, just in my experience, is not that great of an investment. Now, some of you are probably laughing at me, but I look at my silver. I bought tubes of silver years ago, and I look at it, and 10 years later, when silver goes up or whatever, I sell it, and then I wait for it to go down, and I buy it again, and then I sell it when it's high, and I look at the years, and I look at the money I made. My average rate of return over the past 15 years, no, over the past 20 years, let's see, no, it would be, okay, 18 years. Over the past 18 years has been an average of about 8 to 10%. Now, specifically over the last 10 years is what I figured this out. Over the last 10 years, so my rate of return in what I bought and what I sold it for was 10%. And I look at that and I say, so for a 10%, I held on to this heavy silver in my house. I also had to pay insurance because if someone broke in and stole it, I want to be compensated. So I figure that has to come out of the return. Your trade fees when you buy, they charge you over spot on some rounds. And then when you sell, of course, they charge you over spot on some of the rounds that you buy, whether it's an American Prospector or a Silver Eagle or whatever the case is. The point is, my average rate of return has been about 10% a year. You may say 10% is great. Yes, 10% is, but you got to have the item. So you're not, again, it's not a great investment when you're talking about other opportunities. You could buy crypto and you could get an average of 50 to 100% rate of return every year, and you don't have to hold on to it. You could buy stocks and get an average of 10 to 12 to, I mean, people who know what they're doing, I can make like 50% a year in the stock market. You could buy mutual funds and get 10 to 12%, and that's tax-free in a Roth IRA. The silver that you buy when you sell, you have to pay tax on that. And so, yes, 10% a year is good, but I wouldn't advocate purchasing precious metal as an investment. It is an investment because it's better than buying a book or a musical instrument, unless it's very rare, of course, or like this watch. This watch, you could buy it right now for 20 bucks. 2 years from now, it'll be worth 20 bucks unless inflation does something, or it'll be worth less because it's outdated. It's not an investment. Silver, gold, yes, that's going to hold value. Precious metals hold value. But if you're looking for an investment to make money, to get better returns, there are much better options. You're going to be buying silver or gold as more of a hedge. That's why I say buy the 1 ounce rounds, because then if something happens, you can trade them. You have these coins that you can use to live, to purchase things with. They're 1 ounce. You have a 10-pound bar and you're like, all right, I want to buy my groceries. What are you going to do? Chop off a piece and try to weigh it up like they did in the olden days with scales? No, they're going to say, no, we want the coins because we know they haven't been modified. They've got the ridges on the edge. We know they're 1 ounce. They're minted. They're set in stone. That's what they are. Now, one other thing to consider for you doomsday preparers is that if you're investing in this stuff because of some nuclear war threat or anything like that, silver will hold radiation. So if something happens and your silver was in the fallout zone, no one's going to want it because it's going to be radioactive. And even if it wasn't in a fallout zone, people are going to be leery in taking it because they're not going to want to risk and take that chance. And you may say, no, I had it in a lead-lined safe, or I had it underground, or I had it wherever. They're not going to care. If there is a nuclear disaster, silver is not going to be there. Precious metals that hold radiation are not going to be wanted. They won't want them. So keep that in mind when you're investing in precious metals. Now, do I have precious metals? Yes, I do. I own silver. I don't own a ton of it. Anytime the price goes up, I'm going to be selling it. Why? Because I want my money in other things where I get better rates of return. That's what I want. I don't need the silver bullion to worry about having to trade sometime. There'll be other things for that. So I'm going to be putting my money in things that have better returns. Now, of course, I say diversify. So it might be a good idea for you to have maybe 5 tubes of silver. That'd be 100 ounces. Sure. Have a couple $1,000 in it. But just know that your rate of return is not going to be as good as somewhere else. And so that's the point of diversification. Now, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, please comment below. I'm here to help you. Check out the videos on the Internet Hustler channel, because there are tons of them that tell you where you can get those great returns. I'm talking 30%, 50%, 100%, guaranteed safe 10% returns. All of those are on the Internet Hustler YouTube channel. So spend some time, if that interests you, and find those. In addition, I hope you like this video, and hopefully it convinced you to subscribe to the channel. If so, comment below saying you liked and subscribed. Until next time.